Hey, so today we're going to do something a bit different. Instead of covering a huge topic, we're going to laser focus on just one big, beefy exam question. We're going to pull it apart, piece by piece, to show you exactly how you can nail every single mark. So take a look at this bike. Believe it or not, in a GCSE chemistry paper, understanding what it's made of, from its frame to its chain, is your ticket to a whopping 11 marks. Let's get into how you can grab every last one of them. Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll break down the whole question. Then, we'll jump into the big one, that 6-mark evaluation. After that, we'll look at corrosion and composites, and we'll finish up with a super simple checklist so you're totally ready for a question like this. Right, let's dive in. We're looking at question 6 from an AQA GCSE Chemistry higher tier paper. And this is such a great question, because it's all about applying the science to something real, something you see every day, a bicycle. The really clever thing about this question is how it pulls together a bunch of different topics all in one go. Alloys, corrosion, composites. So figuring out how to answer this one question is actually amazing revision for the whole syllabus. All right, first up, we're diving straight into the deep end with the one that I know can be a bit scary, the extended response, the big 6-marker. But don't worry, let's break it down together. Okay, so here's the exact wording. Now I want you to burn one word into your brain here, and that word is evaluate. This is a command. It's not just asking for a shopping list of facts. It's telling you that you need to weigh the good against the bad for both materials, and then, and this is crucial, make a final judgment call. So what you're looking at here, this is basically the examiner's secret checklist. It's the content they're expecting to see, taken straight from the mark scheme. A great answer will pick points from this table and compare them. Like you could point out that the aluminum alloy is stronger and lighter, which is great, but then again, the bamboo frame has a longer lifespan. You see, it's a balancing act. And this is the secret sauce for getting those top marks. See, it's not enough to just dump the facts from that table onto the page. You have to wrap it all up with a reasoned judgment. You could say something like, overall, the aluminum alloy is better for a high-performance racing bike because it's stronger and lighter, even though bamboo is more sustainable. That final sentence, that's your evaluation. Okay, let's move on. The next part of the question is all about corrosion. Why do some bits of the bike get rusty and others are totally fine? Let's look at questions 6.2 and 6.3. So question 6.2 asks you to explain why the aluminum alloy frame doesn't need to be protected from corrosion. So what's the science behind that? Why don't you have to paint it? And here it is, the perfect 2-mark answer, pulled right from the mark scheme. It's a 2-step process. First mark, you just need to state that aluminum has this protective layer of oxide on its surface. Second mark, explain what that layer actually does. It acts like a shield, stopping water and oxygen from getting to the metal underneath. Boom, 2 marks. Right, on to 6.3. So the chain is usually made of steel, which is an iron alloy, and we all know what iron does, right? It rusts. The question just wants you to suggest a way to protect it. Pretty straightforward. And the mark scheme gives you a few different options here, which is nice. You could go for the obvious ones, like covering it with grease or oil, totally correct. Or you could give a more advanced answer, like galvanizing it, or making the chain out of stainless steel in the first place. Any one of those would get you the mark. Easy peasy. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. The last part of the question, 6.4, digs into a really important type of material in the modern world, composites. So the question is this. You've got a carbon fiber bike, which is made of 2 main things, the carbon fibers themselves and the polymer resin they're stuck in. What are the proper scientific names for those 2 parts? Okay, from mark number 1, the word the examiner is looking for is reinforcement. It's that simple. The carbon fibers are what give the material its strength, so they are the reinforcement. And then, for that second mark, you need the name for the polymer resin that holds it all together. The correct scientific term for this is either the matrix or the binder. Use either of those, and you've got the mark. And just like that, that's 11 marks in the back. So to wrap this all up, let's quickly go over the key skills we've just used so you can apply them to any question that comes your way. Okay, here's your checklist for success. Think of these as your golden rules. First, always, always read the command word. Second, if you're comparing things, talk about both of them. Third, for those evaluate questions, always finish with a judgment. Fourth, use the right scientific words. And finally, know your real-world examples. Get these habits down and you'll be turning good answers into full-mark answers every time. So,
I'm going to leave you with a final thought. We've looked at this like a chemist, right? But now, forget the exam for a second. If you were actually buying a bike, based on all that evidence, which frame material would you choose? And what would be your number one reason? It's a great way to see how this science actually applies to real life. Have a think about it.